After the construction of the brand new guild, the titular Log Horizon, I'm thinking that there's quite a few people who would wish to join teams, especially with someone so well known as our main man. And now that one evil, newbie playing exploiting guild has been kicked out and thoroughly flushed out of the city, what's up next on the horizon? And now that one human problem has been sorted out, is the monsters of this world, or the world itself, going to take centre stage and hog the limelight? Or are we going to now have to be thrown in once again with this new kingdom that's been shown off? One way to find out, and that is to start watching. Have we been shown these guys before, or... well, at least are they? Are they the denizens of this world, or actual... I don't know what to call them. Are they players, or are they NPCs, essentially? It sensed something. A creeping shadow. Yep, definitely something that you should probably ignore. When there's a creeping blight, might be something to deal with sooner than later. And we haven't really, apart from the odd weird systems in place, like cooking or buying the guild buildings and kicking people out, haven't had much of the game world type thing in recent times. There was a time when they had to go save that young girl and say, oh, there's going through the mines of Moria and killing that big rat creature. But we haven't had the boss battles and whatnot, have we? And has any game or game world related media ever actually properly explained why killing a wolf would yield gold or weaponry as its loot? The place definitely does look happier and more lively. Strange gait that he had just then. It immediately goes into killing monsters. Nice. Paralysis. Is it shared XP? Or is it for the one that lands the final blow? Considering there was that teacher program, probably shared. Yeah, don't worry what he talks about. Is there a photocopier service in this world? I feel like those little help books would be worth a pretty penny. And yes, we've been told many times how this world isn't the world of Elder Tale. This is something new and exciting. It would be nice if you could just read the patch notes for life, wouldn't it? You can come down from the ceiling. She is a force to be reckoned with. I'm guessing she has to actually do work instead. Yes, she is a guildmaster. Can she not delegate her work off to the subordinates? A bit of a drama queen, yes. Is that the precursor to a beach episode? Quite a good premise. How sparkly of him. Does he see himself as the protagonist? Is it common to inflate like the balls and the rings before you even start journeying to the beach? Well, sometimes it works out for him. Can't say that this is one of those times. For... Oh, okay. Everyone has things they can't do, so focus on what you can. While striving to expand your own horizons of what you are capable of. Hopefully not too far away from any safe zones. People of the land. She has a one-track mind. New visitors. Kind of like getting a small procession of the Holy Roman Empire. Only not with that outfit. someone of high esteem. Well, it looks like his tasks aren't over. At least they have acknowledged their existence in this world. And how long is it going to be until people actually start clearing out the foliage and vines and overgrowth from all the buildings? Reclaim a bit of the land. That's the problem with diplomacy, especially with other parties and other countries. It's not always just a clear-cut case. Yeah, they probably only have a singular life rather than respawning back at the cathedral. Actually, where are my glasses? I live somewhat close to the coast. It is like a hour drive to get there, but still. I used to go to the beach quite often in my childhood. I hated it. Was he just holding the reins without holding the reins? Please don't be that setting up of a character just to have something terrible happen in the future. Have something to fight back against, and easily showing off that they are evil. Ah, they've killed a child. Well, you're on the journey. You can be allowed to have a bit of time to think about things. You don't want to underestimate them. Even if your fighting strength is more, that's not all there is to this world. Plus, there's so many things that they don't actually know, like the ins and outs of and why things work. Well, I think it's fair enough, though. If you've got the round table, which has different functions like craft, fighting, merchantry, and having a delegator from all the different groups is necessary. I wonder who that could be. That's why you don't want to stand out as being competent. is that the dress she was trying to make them? Yeah. Can't can't let her out of her sight that easily. And what do the people of the land think about all of the like abandoned buildings and infrastructure? Do they have their own form of it? Yeah, they've got dreams, ambitions, personalities. If games were this realistic and had NPCs with this detailed backstory and emotions, it would be quite good to play. Hmm. And did everyone come to this new apocalyptic world at the same time, or like at different times, dribbling in, etc.? Will there be new people in the future? Well, you should generally try doing quite well in whatever, no matter what. But I suppose if you're asked by certain people, you do put more effort in. Is water splash an extra skill or something? He's trying too hard. Are you going to go further than. He didn't even get as far as my very low expectation. That's surprising. At least she's easy to please. The Castle City thing would have been quite cool to look at anyway, but with all of that magical ice around it, it is definitely a sight to behold. Mysterious fellow in the library. Trying to show them off in a good light, are we? Very cultured individuals with their own concerto. She's wearing the dress. She wasn't looking for your flattery. It doesn't work like that. Well, there are quite a few ruffles on that dress. You can hide quite a few of them. Is he going to have to start living up to that image they have of him? Kind of like Ainz. Is this going to be like a legitimate noble faction and whatnot and care about the land and their people? Or are we getting the typical better than thou noble archetype? I guess if that's how you want to boil it down. Would it mean a lot to... Well, yeah, it would actually mean quite a lot to some of the adventurers. Especially those with a fragile ego. Set up a cultural exchange program. Yeah, is this where you come in? Fine. I do enjoy dungeon crawls, and in MMOs, I prefer going into dungeons over normal questing. If they've done well in teaching them, then they should be fine in the dungeon. All they've got to do is have a bit of a boost to their self-confidence. It is the self-doubt there which could cause most of the issues. You can freeze up and not really act. Get yourself in more danger. And like my question with the nobles from, well, the king dude, or whatever his actual title was, is the princess going to be all benevolent nobility type? Or is there more under the surface where there's dodgy dealings and plans afoot? And I meant to make pancakes a while ago, and Nyanta has just reminded me, and I want pancakes. Getting to see both sides of the coin, the diplomacy and the battle. Trying to think of a better word for that. Only 30 seconds? I thought Shiro would be a bit more than that. Now, what's going on here is a bit more interesting than the usual just diplomacy with foreign factions, because yes, it is a diplomacy with a foreign faction, but it's a bit more than that because they're not quite people in the respect that they aren't the adventurers. They weren't brought to this world. They are people of the land. And how does that fundamentally change what and who they are? And is that going to have a bearing on the talks for the future? If he can block people from guild buildings and ban people, like blacklist them from there, does that include the people of the land? And does he have to know their name and username and all that data and jazz? Hopefully some things will be explained in the future, and if they aren't, well, I guess I can ponder a bit longer. But if you've enjoyed it, please let me know by leaving a comment down below, maybe even a like on the video. But if you want to show how truly generous you are, turn on notifications after you subscribe to the channel, then you won't miss anything, and you'll fill my heart with a little bit less hatred. That came out of nowhere. But there are many more episodes in the future, so get yourself some rest now, so I can see you once again. If you would like to be the instructors to my training session, the advisors to my diplomacy, then head on over to Patreon and help me and my channel out. Something that I know Flawed Otaku, Sal, Raywin, HTR, Dynamite 1997, Aisha Shiwan, ASD, and everyone else have done in spades, and I am still heavily confused as to why, but I am eternally grateful. Thank you.